Good afternoon. This is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners. This is an afternoon Path Chat for May 24th covering the futures markets. You can see on the screen here that the VIX came off, and you could probably surmise from that stocks went up today. Stocks were interesting today, though. The overall indices, for example, the Dow was up 43 points, and 32 of that 43 was from Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. Today was a financial sector-led rally. And those two stocks literally contributed over 74% of the rise in the Dow today. So overall, a pretty quiet equity day. Crude oil continued higher. The OPEC meeting in Vienna starts basically now. Everyone arrived, and they're going to start getting some announcements in the next couple of days if there's anything left for them to announce, because it seems, or it would seem, as if they let the public know already what's going on. They're going to extend the cuts for 9 months. So nobody's expecting any surprises out of this meeting. That's when I think you would expect a surprise. Another rally in precious metals, gold and silver. Silver outperforming now. In the last 3 weeks, silver has rallied 5.5%, gold only 2.9%. The gold-silver ratio is historically high right now. The historical mean is somewhere around 50. And right now we're in the low 70s. That doesn't mean it's going to pull back. We've been higher than the mean for quite a while now. As a matter of fact, the mean is starting to inch up. But other than that, the economic data really came out all overnight, and we talked about that in this morning's Path Chat. There was a little bit of U.S. data, but nothing terribly earth-shattering. We had the market U.S. services PMI for May. That came out a little higher than expected at 54, but the manufacturing PMI for May came out a little bit lower than expected, 52.5. That was expected at 53. Services came out at 54, was expected at 53.2. And then we had U.S. new home sales month over month for April, down 11.4%. It was only expected to be down 1.8%. The OMB, that's the Office of Management and Budget. OMB Director Mick Mulvaney did a news conference describing Donald Trump's budget that he put forward. He actually did a really good job at it, and it was really interesting to watch the dollar kind of turn around when that was done. Even Republicans are saying this is dead on arrival in its current form, but it seems to me to be sort of a starting point. That's all I'm going to go into on the future side. I'll talk a little bit more about the dollar in the FX update. For those of you that didn't hear this morning's, we're going to do a quick FX update this afternoon, because tomorrow morning there will not be an FX Path Chat. Having said that, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Bob. So VIX back down, closing, let's see, 1072 closing, back down below the 11 mark again. Back in the range where it was before we had the quick run up last week, and then it's collapsed back down. So looks like we're back to risk off, Bob. No fear in the market again. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. Switching over to the transports, pretty much wiped out that decline. These 4-day rally wiped out the decline last week. Coming up, we hit the flat 21 today as the high. Well, that was a high area, coming in about 9,021, just shy of our significant level. So continued for tomorrow, but the 90.25 level is going to be some resistance. Then you're going to see some resistance coming around about 90.45 area where the trend line is coming down, and then we could rally to the 90.75 area. We have again level at 90.79. We have a significant level, and we have the declining 50 period exponential moving average. If we pull back, 89.80 first level support, next little minor support about 89.66, then we'd be targeting this prior end of clear path and 2 days lows right around the 89.32 area. If that is broken, 88.85 is the next key level down. Over to the industrials. Industrials, again, just a small range again today. Went down, came down, tested the Gann level around the 20,896 area. Didn't quite rally up to the next key level we're watching for, which is 20,982. So continued rally tomorrow. We're going to have some resistance right around 20,961, then 20,985 area. Then we'd be looking for a return to about the 21,000 level. And once that's broken, we could watch for about 21,072 to 75 area. On a pullback, watching for some support right around 20,896. Then nothing down until we get about 20,856 area. Then if that's broken, 20,809 to 20,800 right in here. Over to the NASDAQ. The S&P. Over to the S&P. Also, another rally today. Got through the highs from yesterday and the key GAN level 23.95. Approached the end and pretty much reached the end of a clear path right up here, which was looking right around the 23.99 to 2,400 level. So tomorrow, 2,400, first level resistance. 2,405 is going to be the next key level of resistance, and then if that's broken, 2,415 area. On a pullback, minor support about 23.95, then more key support about 23.86 to 87, and if that's broken, we could see a return to about 23.82 area. I don't know, very big drop. We'd be watching for about 23.73. Now we go over to the NASDAQ. Surprise, surprise, another rally in the NASDAQ. Not quite wiping out that whole drop, but getting close and reapproaching all-time highs. 57.27, 25 are all-time highs. So tomorrow, minor resistance is going to be around 5,718.50. Then we're going to look for a return to that 57.27, 25 area. Then once that's broken, 57.75 area is the next key level up. On a pullback, very minor support going to come in right around the 56.88.50 area. Then we'd be looking at about the 56.78 to 56.73, and if that's broken, we don't really have much until we get down to 56.32, where we have a rising 21 and another GAN level. Let's switch over to crude. See what crude did today. Crude also rallied, came up and found some resistance at a GAN level and our declining trend line. Now this did trigger a trend line trade going into this clear path move. The first target was this area of this trend line, which we've hit, the 51.75 area. Next target is going to be right around the 52.85, and final target, if we reach it, is 53.20. So on a continued rally tomorrow, you're going to have some resistance right around the 51.79, 51.75 area. If we get through that, there is not really any resistance until 52.51. And then if we get through that, the other level I mentioned, to 52.85. On a pullback, minor support 51.25 area. Then next level is 51. Then we're looking at our significant level at 50.75. Then we could retest today's lows coming in about 50.57. If all those are broken, next area of major support is 50.25. Now let's switch over to copper. Copper sold off earlier in the day, then recovered just to be down a bit. Found some support right around this prior key level, this $2.5771, went slightly below that. So on a rally tomorrow, 260 is going to be first level resistance, followed by a significant level about 261.69. Then if that's broken, 263.86. On a pullback, we're going to be watching for some support around 257.35, and then nothing really down to about this 255.99 area, which would be pretty key. And then if that's broken, the 254.78. Switching over to gold. Gold dropped today. Still caught between really these two significant levels, which is going to determine the next direction. If we do get a close, or a very strong intraday move above this defining point on the upside, this 1265 area, then we could see a possible run to about 1269 to 70 very quick, and then a possible return up to the 1276 area. So if we continue lower tomorrow, key support coming in about 1247 to 1245, and then if that's broken, not much until we get down to about the 1238 area, followed by the 1235. On a rally, we have pretty significant resistance about 1260 to 1261. Then we'd watch for a retest of this 1265, and then you can look for those returns to about the 1269 to 1271 area. Finally, silver, to wrap it up for today. Reached up a little higher, but then closed lower, found some support at this GAN cluster around 1703 to 1706. Continued down move tomorrow. Not much support till we get to 1689 to 1686. There's lots of support in here, possibly even down to 1684. So this area is going to be very key. If that level is violated, 1679 is the next level. On a rally back up. Decent resistance coming in about 1716. Then we're going to be watching for 1722. Then a retest of today's high, 1730. And if that's broken, 1735 to 36 area. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you guys for watching. Click like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. And we'll talk to you guys in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.